Well, hello, and welcome back, y'all. Today we're going to be working on this, a jigsaw puzzle shell. It is originally made up by Alma Rianda. I hope I said that right. It's not going to be easy, but it's a lot of fun. Anywho, as you can see, I went ahead and placed this on a lot. I was kind of fiddling around with it, trying to figure out what piece is going to go where and how I was going to get it to work. It did take me a minute and a couple of tries, but I had to shorten the video down a little bit, so you're not going to catch everything that I did, but you get the gist of it. I kind of feel like I have a knack for seeing the finished product when it's in shambles. So think like when you go into an empty house and you can see the beauty that you can make that house, or an abandoned home that's run down and you're like, oh my gosh, this is a beautiful house, and everybody else is looking at it like you're a crazy lunatic. That's kind of what I mean, that I can see something that's not really there yet, but it will be. And it is, because I did get it put together and I think it looks fantastic in the end. I couldn't believe it myself. I was in utter awe and very happy too. Anyway, you'll see me kind of going back and forth and thinking about it, but that's why I did this part in a little bit of a speed build so that you wouldn't get bored too fast. I also didn't want the video to end up being, like 2 hours long, even though it took me more than 2 hours to put it all together, but that's beside the point. You don't need to know all that, right? It was so much fun. It really, really was. Once I had it all put together, I decided I needed to kind of shift it on the property a little bit so that I could have a backyard and make it look a little bit more like a home would look. Once I got that figured out, I knew that I had to work on the roof, and I wasn't excited about it, but I was excited in the way that I knew that I was going to have to come up with something creative to make it work. I think I accomplished it. I really do. I love the final look of the roofing. It worked out so well, so much better than I expected it to. I did have to kind of maneuver a few of the pieces here and there, bring in one edge versus all of them. In the end, it looks fantastic, at least in my opinion. Once the roof was done, I was like, okay, window time. So I put up all the windows and added some doors. I knew the windows weren't going to be permanently placed there, but I had to at least give myself the visual as to kind of what I was thinking. That way, whatever adjustments I had to make later, I would be able to make the adjustments by still keeping the idea in mind of what I was thinking, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Sometimes I say things that don't make sense to myself, so I know it doesn't make sense to you. But hopefully you get the point that I'm trying to make. I don't even know what I'm saying half the time. I'm so sorry. Then I got to play with the floor plan. I placed down some placement furniture just to get an idea. I knew that stuff was going to fit. I just wasn't quite sure where it was going to fit. Which room was going to be the bathroom, which room was going to be the living room, things like that. I did eventually figure it out. Most of the rooms I'm very happy with. There's only one room that I was just so utterly confused about, and that was the bathroom. I decided to make that center part, the little hashtag looking piece, into like the activity and skill room. This bathroom here though, that bathroom, oh my God, you'll see when we do the walkthrough. I was so confused. Once that was done, I decided to tweak the exterior a little bit. I was thinking I could use this like as a planter type thing for, a cluster of plants or something. Then I went in and added some roof trim. I did have to add a platform to some of the roof pieces so that I could get that extra edge on it, because there wasn't an overhang on those pieces and it looked weird to me without it. Then I did my favorite part of the exterior so far was this part, was doing the walls. I don't usually do two different types of walls, but I knew that I had to do that in my head to make it look something fun, something cool, something you drive down the street and you're like, oh my God, look at that house. That was the house I grew up. Everybody's like, oh, you've got the 2-story yellow house. Like, yeah, that's my house. Anyway, so I did do that with the two different, I did one wood and one brick, and then the stone for the foundation. I love, love, love how it turned out. Then I went on into the backyard, and I'm like, oh my God, this backyard is ginormous. What can I do to take up room in this backyard? Because I didn't want to move it to a smaller lot at this point. I was too invested on this lot. I didn't want to change it. I decided on the pool, and I did add a little garden off to the side. I did make a few changes to the pool and to the trim on the house and on the roofs. Now we're going to get into the final product. It is so cool. I love it, and I had so much fun doing it. So don't go anywhere, just blink. And here she is. So excited about it. I love it so much. It was so much fun to get together. And yeah, it's another like country style build, rustic, whatever. But I love making builds like that. They're just the ones that have my heart. But I do try to get out of that sometimes. We are in fall, so, you know, I equate fall with country builds. I don't know why. So anyway, let's take a look at the exterior first. As you see, I do have, you know, the landscaping and stuff. There is my cluster of plants over here. I think it looks really nice with the two different levels on there. None of my terrain paint stayed. Oh my God. Hold on a second. Let me fix that. All right. There we go. EA. You would think it'd be a small fix, but maybe it's not. So anywho, we've got the landscaping throughout. We've got some trees and bushes. And then back here in the backyard, I love how this turned out. See, I told you I changed the pool around. And I love it. I do. I think it looks great. It's cute. I wanted a different shape. I didn't want a normal shape, and that's what I came up with, and I really like it. So we've got a water balloon bucket, little picnic table, bird feeder. We got wind chimes over here on the patio, some towels. We got some balls, swing set, decorative pieces. We can also plant flowers over here and plant fruits and veggies or vegetables over there, because fruits grow from trees, vegetables grow from the ground, and most terms. What was this again? That was the flower arranging table, and then this over here is just for regular plants and stuff like that. On the patio over here, we got a grill, we got an outdoor trash can. I remembered this time. And we've got a nectar making back there. So we do have a lot of activity and skill items, which is always good for any sim playthrough. Now we're going to go inside. Once we get to the porch first, though, we've got the cow skull, some plants, another plant, mailbox, all that good stuff. We're going to come back down a little bit. We're going to walk in, and that's the entryway here. I'll do a top down before we finish, but I placed a few additional clutter items on the coat rack. We've got the umbrellas over there. We've got the dog collars. Oh man, I thought I had that placed just right for that plant and for the horse. Oh man, I got to fix that too. If you're wondering how I did that, I grabbed this shelf here, and then I put my plant on top, and then highlighted the shelf, made it way small, and then moved my plant where I wanted it. Now, apparently, I put it in the wrong place first time. It helps if you're eye level. There you go. Yeah, so that's how I did that. That's a trick I learned from somebody else. I didn't make that trick up, but I use it. On the left side of the entryway, when you walk in, we've got this lovely table with the keys, sunglasses, cell phone, mail, all that stuff. We've got another little accent table over here with a few things on it because I was trying to fill up the space. I didn't know what to do with it, and it was driving me nuts. On this end of this little section, we have an office. There you go. With all the clutter items an office should have or could have. We do have the chessboard. And then back here, we have all our family books for everybody in the family to enjoy. So good, bad, ugly, new, old, it doesn't matter. It's all right there. This house is so weird, but I love it. If we continue through this little section, we go into the skill and activity room. So we've got painting over there. We've got the little fun pad, I guess. And over here we have the knitting and cross stitch, gemology, and charisma and guitar, or joker, or whatever you want to call your sim self. This door here looks like a closet. Ah, but nay, it is not. It is the bathroom that I could not figure out what to do with because it was just so much space, and it was so much empty space. And yes, the way I'm talking right now is exactly how I was talking in my head. What do I do? Because the only thing I had was this little section here and this. I'm like, what do I do with the rest of it? All this is empty. So I put in a table in the middle with, I don't know what pot of plants, I guess. Feathers. Look like feathers. Put some baskets on that side and a water glyph on that side. That's what I did in the bathroom. And I love this brick. I love this brick. Or stone. I'm sorry, it's stone. I love this stone. I do. It just works so incredibly well. Anywho, we're going to leave this room, go back out to the front entryway, and we're going to walk into the living room. This just feels like home. I don't know why, because I've never lived in a country home before. So now that I have everything back in place, here is the actual like living room area. So you can sit and watch TV, play video games, read a book, smell the candle, whatever you want. Family portraits, plants throughout the entire house because I needed to fill it up somehow. And there were tons of little nooks and crannies that I had to fill in. And yes, the fish tank is in front of a window, but call it ambiance for the fish. They get to look out the window. You don't. You've got millions of other windows to look out if they at least get one. We interrupt your regularly scheduled program to remind you to hit that like button, leave your comments, questions, and suggestions down below, hit that subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget that notification bell. Now back to your regularly scheduled program. We've got the dog toy box and a doggy bed because they have a big dog that lives there with them. We've got the record player and some records, as well as a storage trunk and some blankies. And I didn't even notice the pillow has a little puppy on it. That's perfect. I just picked it because it had a green pillow. I didn't notice the little puppy, which is perfect because they have a puppy. Yay. Here is the kitchen. I decided to angle the table. I do like to angle things if I can, so I think it just gives it a little bit more flair, I suppose. But I also didn't like the way it looked straight in either direction, so that was mainly the reason. But over here in this little nook, another one of the nooks, is the bar. Above the bar, we've got some shelves that have wine bottles and a keg up top. That's why we have the nectar making station on the patio. I love this stove so much. I wish I had a stove like this. But anyway, the stove, refrigerator, sink, all the same pack, all blue. And then down here, I added some kitchen clutter items, cluttered up the counters just a wee bit. Added some stuff on the walls on top of the refrigerator. And then over here is, I guess, your coffee bar section. It's not really a coffee bar section, but we're going to call it that. I'm missing something. Hold on. There we go. My teas were gone. Well, I call them coffees, but I know they're teas in the game, but we're going to call it coffee. Anyway, I've got a few things sitting up here on the counter, added some shelves and a cabinetry, and oh gosh, now I'm missing the other side of my kitchen. Ugh, this view is so annoying sometimes. But anyway, this is the door that takes you into this beautifully crazy, weird bathroom. Now, where are the stairs? Oh my God. I forgot stairs. Forgot stairs. Oh my God. So you get upstairs by snapping your fingers. Oh my God. But I like the way the build is so much. I don't want to mess it up. Dang it. Give me a second. Well, poop. I did have the stairs in a place that was going to work. You could walk under the stairs to get from the kitchen into here, and under the stairs to get to this little section here. The stairs, you would have walked up and come upstairs here. However, I realized when I did that, I blocked off the bedroom door. So we're not doing that. We're just putting in a ladder, and by God, that's going to be good enough. So let's go upstairs, shall we? God, I can't believe I did that. I always forget something. One of the other builds that I was so extremely proud of myself for, I ended up forgetting the whole freaking bathroom. That was fun. So here is where the stairs come up. And we've got some potted plants. And I did that trick where you just get another pot and either make it bigger or smaller and place it on top of the other pot that's there for the plant. And you could make your own potted plant that way. So anyway, here is this section. I love it. I really do like this. It's like the games room, I guess, the hangout room. You know, if the daughter brings home some friends and they just want to hang out and play board games, they can sit by the fire. Over here, we have a nice little table, which also has some knickknacks on it as well. Love the little old family. Ceilings are all painted up. Well, not painted, but they're all boarded up, I guess. Yeah, I know. I thought it was funny before I said it, but that's okay. So we're going to go into the bathroom over here, and I did the best I could. I did my best. I love this bathroom. It's a very long bathroom. It's like a 2x7, I think. So over here, we've got the bathtub. You've got your counter and your sink, your toilet, and then past here, you've got the shower. Now, I believe this partition or divider is from Horse Ranch, I think. Anyway, I love it. I got to test it, too, because I think she can get through there, but I'll have to double check before I upload it. And if I make any changes, it'll be in there. So there won't be a big change. This is the main bedroom. It was huge, but I do like the way it turned out. I wasn't even sure I was going to use these curtains, but once I put them up, I'm like, oh my God, they're perfect. So I kept those curtains and added some hanging plants. We've got a treadmill in here as well. A little place to sit, put on your shoes, I guess. And over here is a little place to read your books. If you don't want to leave your room, if your kid has friends over or whatever, you can take cover in your bedroom. Now, how do we get to the kids' bedroom, you say? That is a good question. We go out here onto the balcony. There's a door. That's her bedroom door. I had to get creative. I did the same thing I usually do with this wall of plants. I love how it looks. I'm going to keep doing that. Every time I use this thing, I'm going to keep doing that. I love it. So we've got a Don't Wake the Llama and card game table. Some plants, more plants, and then a little meditation section. I know it's facing the front of the house, but whatever. It's there. They don't care. Then we go into the daughter's bedroom. And it's a little different. It's not very rustic-y country. She's more of a girly girl, but this is as girly as she could get as a girl in a house that is basically a ranch house. But she does have all her posters. She's got a little plushie down there, which she loves. Oh, it's a little bow. I thought that was an ear. I thought it was missing an ear. That's actually a bow. Go figure. Anywho, got your curtains everywhere. Doggy. The doggy? No. The dog sleeps in her room with her. She made a nice little section for him. And there is a poster just for him with the dog playing ball. And over here is a calendar of a puppy and some other stuff. But the puppy calendar is so that she knows that her dog went poop that day. Yes, I said it. I meant it. And then she's got her own little desk so that she can do her homework and whatnot as needed. So here we can see the top down of the entire property. We go down a floor. Here is the layout. So yeah, here is the ladder that I was talking about. This is the place to hang out, I guess. The long bathroom, which is amazing. Master bedroom, kids' room with the dog. And then downstairs on the main floor is your large kitchen, giant bathroom, which is a weird bathroom. The activity and skill room, hallway, living room, and office over here. This is such a cool build. I had so much fun doing this one. I really did. But one thing we need to do is play test it. Okay, I brought good old Freya. So let's just check a few things real quick. Make sure everything works. I'm sure that all works. What is happening? I put this back. You saw me put it back. It wasn't there before. This game, I swear sometimes it just makes me so mad. Oh, but that's okay. So let's go over here. What? Why can't she paint? Because she's too tense. Okay, fine. Get over here and do something so that you can have a little bit of fun and not be so tense. All right, she can paint. She can use the microphone. Can she sit here and rock and roll? Hopefully she can. She can. Yay. I think the rest of this is fine down here. I mean, most of it I'm pretty sure all works. It's just a few bits and pieces here and there that I wasn't 100% sure on. I don't think there's anything out here I need to worry about. Now, the shower part is a little tricky. Hey, ladder works. Yes. Oh my God. Yes, the shower works. Oh my God. Okay. I'm so happy because I didn't want to move that. She can go over here. She can swing. I'm sure of it. And all of that's pretty good. Everything else is good. Yay. Oh man, but it's fall. I wanted to upload it with the pretty flowers and stuff. No, it says it's spring. Oh, it's only day 4 of spring, but it's still spring. So in the early parts of spring, this is what it looks like in the afternoon. This is the evening. This is at night, so there's plenty of light going on around. We even have lights in the pool, so you're welcome. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I think I've lost my mind. The stair thing made me so mad. I am uploading this to the gallery under, well, there's Jigsaw Shell, but I also did Country Jigsaw, which is the title, so hopefully it's easier to find. I would love to see what you guys can do with this. If you don't want to do like the actual jigsaw part of it, and you just want to kind of revamp the house, I would love to see what you guys do with it. Leave a comment down below. Let me know that you did. And use hashtag Country Jigsaw on the gallery, and I will go check it out. I promise. I'm also on Twitter, X, and Blue Sky. But I think y'all might have better ideas as what to do with this bathroom. I couldn't figure it out. And I would love to see what you do with the stairs, because my challenge to myself on this one was the only thing I could do with the existing walls was to add like doorways or a door, but I couldn't remove the wall. That was my own challenge rule. I figured it'd be way too easy if I got rid of all of the exterior walls and then remade rooms. It just wasn't, going to be the same. This was a little bit more difficult and a little bit more fun. And here we get a top-down view of the patio. I don't think I ever showed you that. So there you go. I hope this was fun for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it, got some inspiration, and yeah, until next time, have fun.